Hey, oh, hey, what's happening? I need to lower this a little bit. Let's see if I can. It's a little better. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I can get this arm together over here. Or maybe not. Oh, I made it worse. How's everybody doing today? Come on in. Tap the screen, share the live. 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 Let's do it. Let's get into it. Come on in. Invite a small business owner or a content creator. Hey, King Tech Services. Hey, George. What's going on? Say happy morning. George is in Albania. Hey, Latasha. Happy New Year to you too. Hey, Dolores. Hey, girl. Hey, what's shaking? Let's see. Hey, Naya. All right, y'all. So I know I said I was going to be on at lunchtime. So this is a very, very late lunch. All right. We got to work. We got to get it in. I'm so excited. We have finally made it to the hooks, which is a big part of the 2026 strategy. Okay. Now I am on a little bit of a time crunch today. So we're going to go ahead and get into it because we have a lot to cover. Okay. Thank you for the Heart Me King Tech Services. I appreciate that so much. All right. So can y'all do me a favor? Give me housekeeping in the comments so I can test my delay and so I can see what we're working with over there. And then after you guys give me the housekeeping, let me know. Thank you, Robin. After you guys give me the housekeeping, can y'all let me know if, dang, y'all, I had it so perfect and now it's not. Let me see if that's a little better. That's a little better, right? Okay, y'all let me know if we need recaps. Oh, dang. That's not what I want either. Oh, hate it when my arms go all wibbly wobbly. I had them both like in the same place and now they're not. They're out of place. Let me see if I can fix this, y'all. I can't take it. Ah! I think I need to switch the sides. Hold on. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong one down. Oh. Dang, I'm glad my house clean. I got y'all all in it over here on YouTube. Oh my gosh. I got y'all all in the house over on YouTube. God dang. Give me a second. I'm coming back. I'll get y'all together in a minute. It's like it was right and then now it's not. I don't know what happened. Okay. Boom. There we go. That's a bit better. The struggle. My word. Okay. That's definitely better though. Definitely better. I can see everybody at the same time now. Uh, you just said I got a good house cleaner, baby. Let me, baby, the way over on YouTube, they got all in my living room today. Okay, you said I have a beautiful home. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. So let's hit a goal. We're trying to get to 25,000 likes today. That's going to be our tap goal. But other than that, I want to get to it. So for those of you that, if you're just getting here, if it's your first time, basically last week I started sharing my 2026 strategy. And yesterday I was going over a lot of the algorithm changes that are happening with TikTok because y'all know the official trade-off happens on the 22nd of this month. And then I was going through different shifts and things that were going to be happening with Instagram. Okay. And so we were going over this particular strategy and how to use it and how to get the most out of it. So I've covered the types of content you need to grow your leads and to grow your followers and to grow your views. Okay. And then we also have went through the 6 types of content you need to be posting. At this point, I think everybody should understand you have to post 3 to 6 times a day. It's not a way around it. It has to happen. So I went through the 6 different types of content for that. I went through call to actions. We went through hooks. I showed you guys how to come up with a series and how to be able to think through it. We talked about different editing skills that you need so that your content qualifies or classifies as high quality content. And so the algorithm is going to push it out even more. And so another part of the high quality content is hooks. And so I told you guys hooks needed its own day. We couldn't combine it with anything else. So here we are to talk about hooks. Okay, that's where we are today. Everybody put hooks in the chat. Put hooks in the chat. Hooks, 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 hooks. And I do need y'all to share. It shows that one person shared. But I need y'all to share because my notifications don't go off. That's why people are always coming in here and they're like, oh my God, where have you been? I've been here, babe. It's just, the notifications are not notifying right now for whatever reason. It's not happening. So yeah. Oh, excuse me. I got a hiccup. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much. And side note, everybody give me the hey God hey, because that's who gave me the gifts of business, beautification, hospitality. I've been able to use them to make a crap load of money for myself. But more importantly, I've been able to help over 900 people create 6-figure incomes. 191 of my clients have made $1 million in less than a year. And I currently have 7 clients that earn over $10 million a year. So I love business. I love helping people get paid. I really get on here in at least 3 days a week. I try and teach things that other people charge thousands of dollars. I teach them for free. So my goal is to help average people be able to make money with their social media accounts. And you can use that money however you want to use it. You said, who knew I was on TikTok? Thank you for saying that. Because I always tell people literally that I don't cross promote, that I build up all my audiences from scratch. So a lot of times with people, they don't know I'm on different platforms, except for this one exception. Now I will say this, y'all know I do the news updates, right? I'm just, well, let me just say it. Like I was gonna try and be like all cute and political with it. I'm not. Okay. So y'all know, well, maybe y'all don't know this, but MAGA has succeeded in owning TikTok in America. Okay. And 80% of the American TikTok share is going to be owned by Larry Ellison. And for those of you that don't know, he is MAGA and he is very, very good friends with Big Orange. Okay. With the commander in chief. Yes. And the official handoff happens on the 22nd of this month. And so y'all know sometimes I'll post and I'll tell y'all I'm trying to put up a news post and they'll take it down or it's being censored. I get strikes on my accounts. They'll take off the sound and they drop your RPM. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know Dylan Page, but Dylan is a huge TikToker and he does the news as well. And he shares the truth as well about what's really going on. Okay. And anyway, Dylan has now started having excessive amounts of problems with his content being taken down, making it so they can't appeal decisions, Page being in jeopardy, just thing after thing after thing. And they finally have dropped his RPM all the way down to 0.01 cent, which is basically zero. And so he made an announcement that he pretty much will be leaving TikTok at least for a few days. And he was like, he's putting the same content on Instagram and YouTube, and he's not having any problems with it over there. And y'all remember, y'all have been asking me for over a year for a podcast for news and politics. Y'all always want to know, like y'all have been asking me one for years for business. Y'all been asking me one for news and politics. And I told y'all I will finally do it. One, I have time now since my mama passed away about a month ago. But I told y'all the deal is that y'all have to get me to at least 20,000 followers on YouTube. Okay. So make sure y'all go and y'all follow me on YouTube. I'm at King Ashley Ann over there. And when we hit 20,000 followers, we will start doing a weekly show. And we will cover business, we'll cover finance, we'll cover politics. We'll do a podcast. I'll put y'all on all of the tea. And I will start doing my news updates over there as well because I can really get into it without them having to be censored. Thank you for the condolences. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I'm getting through it day by day. But yeah, make King Ashley Ann over on YouTube. So y'all go over and y'all make sure y'all follow me over there. And when I hit 20,000 followers, hopefully I have my editing stuff figured out enough. Every day I will be putting up other like videos as far as like business. We're probably gonna do business and mindset over there. And then on my shorts, I'll do more like cooking and lifestyle stuff. But I was like, I get 20,000 followers, I will start producing the content because it is additional work. But you know, I'm like a YouTube, at least I'll be getting paid right from my RPM over there. So I'll be like, okay, cool beans, we can get that done. Okay. Now what I need from everybody in here, ready, 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 ready. Let me see it roll through those comments. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ashley Ann. I'm a public speaker. I'm an award-winning luxury event designer, but most importantly to y'all, I'm a business builder. And I help average people make money with their social media accounts. And I've helped over 900 people hit six figures, 191 have made $1 million in less than 12 months. And I'm like your fave. I'm behind, you know, the curtain. I'm the girl that helps everybody get to the coin. It's blinkety blink, blink, blink. So some of your favorite creators, some of your favorite influencers, some of your favorite businesses that are doing well online, it's me. I'm the lady back there that consults for them or build out their systems. And I'm a double Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. I speak at a bunch of colleges and universities. And speaking of that, y'all have been asking me when I was going to be coming outside because I told y'all I was going outside now because I'm, you know, no longer taking care of mama. So I will be in Atlanta on January 25th. Y'all give me until tonight. I will have a link posted for any of you guys that want to buy tickets to this particular conference. I'm very, very excited to be a part of it. And so, yeah, if you live in Atlanta or you live near Atlanta or you're in the Carolinas, I would love to see I would love to see your smiling faces, you know, and get that money, okay, together for the new year, okay? But it's a new year, new you. It's a workshop, so there's all kinds of different creators, teachers, educators, okay? Bada boom, bada bang. Okay, there I am. You see me in my big hair up there at the top. So I'll start posting about this tonight. Okay, you're in Atlanta. Yeah, I'll start posting about it and I'll have a link and you guys can get tickets to the event. But it's the New Year, New You conference.com. You can go over that way too. Or you can wait till tonight and it'll be in my tree. Okay, and you can go ahead and you can get it done. Period, Pooh. Just like that. You say you love to see me outside. Yeah, I'll be back outside. Now let's talk about how we're gonna get y'all some money inside of your bank accounts. How about that? How about that? Let's talk about how you're gonna get some money inside of your bank accounts. A. Now, first of all, first question: does everybody know what a hook is? Before I start telling you how to write hooks, and I know I've given you guys a little bit of overview talking about the different categories of hooks, but I need to know, does everyone know what a hook is? Oh, side note, 3 rules over here. Rule number 1, if it's your first time, don't let it be your last time. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe wherever you're viewing me at. Rule number 2, if I say something and you don't know what it means, you don't know what it is, baby, there is no shame over here. You do not have to pretend like you know everything over here. Do y'all know, like, majority of small business owners that are failing, it is literally because you don't know like the structure, you don't know your business math, you don't know how to market, you don't understand sales, conversions, you don't understand some of these different concepts. It's okay. No one's going to make fun of you here for not knowing. Now, if you come in here trolling, we're definitely going to make fun of you. But if you're in here and you just genuinely have a question or you don't understand something, no one's going to make fun of you. Okay. So you don't have to pretend over here. Okay. And then the last thing, don't be a hater. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell a pimp, tell a player, tell a heifer, tell a hustler, tell somebody your upline, tell somebody your downline, tell somebody with a dream, tell somebody you want to put on your team, tell somebody about your girl. Blink, blink, blink. Okay. That's what I need you to do right now out here in these streets. All right. Basically I'm saying share and invite. All right. Also, I have a little gift goal up there. Send me the gifts. If you don't want to send me the gifts, they're only a penny at the very least. You better be dropping a comment. Okay. So quid pro quo. We believe in mutually beneficial relationships around this camp. Oh, Ray Purpose, thank you for my 2026s. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for joining my fan club. I appreciate that very, very much. All right. So let's get to it. I saw a couple of people said they didn't know what a hook is. That's fine. Okay, so first of all, your hook is literally the opening statement of your piece of content, and it is the thing that statement generates interest. Okay. Y'all know it goes attention, interest, action, attention, interest, action, attention, interest, action in social media land. Okay. If we're going to have a successful page or a successful brand. So your hook is what is getting like people's attention. Okay. And then the content you give after the hook is what's going to get people interested. So that's the easiest way to think about a hook. Now, a lot of people think about a hook, they only think about the verbal hook, but there's really three parts to a hook. There's a verbal hook, there's a written hook, and there's a visual hook. And if you are mastering your content creation, you're doing a combination of all three, okay? And my general rule is whatever is coming out of my mouth, aka the verbal hook, is always going to be different than the written hook on the screen. So they'll correlate, but they're saying two different things. The reason we need it to be two different things is, as I told you guys yesterday, psychologically, someone's more willing to stay engaged. They're more willing to pay attention when multiple parts of their brains are activated. Okay. So literally, if you see something written across my screen and I'm also verbally saying that, I'm reading it to you, multiple pieces of your brain are not activated. But if I'm speaking to you in general conversation and you're also reading something across the screen that is different than what I'm speaking, now we're activating multiple senses and multiple parts of your brain have to work. Okay. Now, when we couple that with a visual hook, and the visual hook can be accomplished by many ways. But for a lot of people, it's going to be some type of like moving action. Or y'all remember yesterday how I talked to y'all about like frame changes, angle changes, or actual movement inside of the frame. That's the easiest way to get your visual hook done. Okay. So if you don't have to have high production, you don't have to have like a full-on set, you don't have to be doing something crazy. You literally can start off speaking, having something written on the screen, and your opening shot could be you sitting down in front of the camera like that. That counts as a visual hook. Again, because we're triggering multiple parts of someone's brain. Does everybody understand the baseline concepts? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down when it's coming to a hook? Literally, my visual hook, I could start talking to you guys while I'm adjusting my device, okay? This counts as a visual hook. Why? Because someone's brain is trying to figure out, well, what exactly is going on? What's going on with all that commotion, okay? What's happening right now? So just keep that in mind when we get to visual hooks, okay? They don't have to be complex. You also could start off with like, I would say like drawing or very like distinctive like shots. Also like really bright colors, really beautiful spaces. So y'all know, like right now I'm over here in front of the Christmas tree. I might shoot in front of the fireplace tomorrow, just to change it up, because my mantle is so beautiful for the holidays. That's what I may be doing like this week and next week. As I take down Christmas decor, I'm just gonna go room to room, filming in front of different pieces of Christmas decor. But like if something is really, really striking, right, too, or people are interested in looking at it or they want to know more, that counts as a visual hook. So y'all know technically when it's not the holiday time, let's see, I should be able to swing this so y'all can see it. So if you're over here on TikTok, y'all can only see the bottom, but this particular wall, people really, really like it in my formal living room. Y'all can't see my sofas on the other side. I have like rounded conversational sofas, and you can tell that I have very high ceilings. So typically when I'm filming and on YouTube, let's see, y'all can see it better on YouTube right there. So normally when I'm filming, there, like, and that's behind me. We get so many people that come in just because they're like, they just want to know what was going on because they think my home is beautiful, right? And so they're like, oh, here's a woman sitting in a beautiful home and she's talking about money and she looks like she has money, so I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna listen to her. Okay, different things like that count as visual hooks. Okay, I'm sorry, yeah, a visual hook. So when we're getting into that, just be mindful that with that first opening scene, like those first couple seconds of what someone is seeing, hey, Glorious Locks, absolutely positively is a form of a hook, okay? And visual hooks are a very real thing. Everybody got it? Written hook, verbal hook, visual hook. Written hook, verbal hook, visual hook. Written hook, verbal hook, visual hook. Everybody type it in the comments. What are 3 types? We got visual, verbal, written hooks. And you want to be trying to use all 3, okay? You want to use all, you want to put everything at your disposal when we're coming to our hooks, because if you don't catch people's attention, then the rest of your content really doesn't matter because there's not a chance of trying to retain them because you were never able to get their attention in the first place. Thank you so much, Glorious Locks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold on, y'all. I swung that around. I lift you back up, friend. Ah, I was trying to tilt to the side. They gonna have motion sickness over here on YouTube, baby. Okay. Now that everybody understands what a hook is in those 3, then we're gonna go through kind of like some general, like easy framework to kind of start your hook. Okay. Now do not get this confused with like the time, promise, money, comparison, like those 5 that we went through the other day. This is a part of those 5. Okay. We have to figure out like how we can take a simple statement to put it in some format that someone would be interested in it, right? And not only someone, we need a lot of someones to be interested in it. We needed to catch their attention so they be interested in what we're saying throughout the duration of the rest of our content. Does that make sense? So we're going to do the ABCs, okay? A, ask a question, specifically a question that they care about. So this is why a lot of times I tell you guys to write down the top questions and the top goals and the top challenges that your audience, that your target audience feels like they're experiencing, because from this is how you're going to be able to figure out what's what's an appropriate question to ask, and it has to be a question that they care about. So for instance, some of y'all will ask the question, y'all will say something like, do you struggle learning things? It's not really a good hook, right? Because that hook is not tied in with a particular like pain point or agitation. But if I said something like, have you ever tried to learn something but forgot it in 5 minutes? I have a simple solution and a simple system that's going to help you remember everything from this day forward. You see what I'm saying? I asked the question, but I gave you the promise inside of there and a bit of agitation with you forgetting in 5 minutes. That's the relatable component. Okay. So when we're asking a question, we still have to tie it into, is it going to give you time? Is it going to give you money? Does it have a promise? Is it, are we going to be able to compare it to something, or is there some type of curiosity? And the curiosity, you should want to know, well, what's the solution that's going to help me be able to start remembering everything instantly, right? That's the promise. And so that's enough attention. Hey, Queen Niche, thank you so much for the shares and for my 2026s. Okay. So you don't just like whatever the statement is, you can have the base or the core of the statement, but now we have to figure out, how do I take the core or the base of this statement and turn it into something? Okay. Turn this into something to where it's going to catch people's attention. Okay. So the second with the B, a bold statement or surprising fact. Y'all want to know why bold statements and surprising facts work? Because they fall under generalization. Okay. And a lot of times people on the internet love to argue. They love to argue. So a bold statement is a really great way to open up your content. Because one, you're gonna get some people listening because they really are looking for the solution or they're really interested in what you have to say. You're gonna get some people, they're literally gonna be listening just so they can try and debate you or be contrary. Okay. And you're gonna have some people that are gonna listen because they're gonna say, I agree with everything that's being said, what's being stated. Okay. So when we think about a bold statement or a surprising fact, okay. So I may a surprising fact I could open up and I may say I was like everyone in our community has been running with the narrative that Black women are the most educated group of women in the United States, but that in fact is not true. And I'm about to tell you why. You see what I'm saying? That's a fact. Okay, I just opened it up with a fact, and a lot of people are gonna be like, well, wait, what is she talking about? Okay. If I started in and I said everyone knows that scammers are the only people that use checks in 2026, that's a generalization. Okay, that's not a fact. That is a bold statement. That is a generalization, and we all know that that is untrue, right? There's lots of people that have checks and they're not scammers. Okay, LC Chats, thank you for my popular gifts, baby doll. Okay, if I got on here and said, um, if I got on here and said if I got on here and said any woman that weighs over 200 pounds doesn't deserve love because she doesn't even take care of herself on a regular basis. Again, a bunch of bull crap, but that's a bold statement. You see what I'm saying? And it's a gross generalization. So literally, you can say and you can get on here and say anything. Now, I would encourage you to say things that correlate with whatever it is that you have to offer, but bold statements or surprising facts actually work really, really well. Oh, hey, you said yikes, bold AF. Of course, it definitely is. Right. So I'm just but you said it's about to make an uproar. Hey, what it is. Right. It is what it is. There's a story that's going viral right now. I actually am going to be speaking about this when I do my 2 pieces of awareness content for today. And I know it's probably already been on some of y'all's timelines. There's a girl, she starts off the video and she's like, Miami, whoever said Miami tastes French, test friendships and Vegas test relationships was absolutely right. Then she goes on to tell this story about basically how she's an asshole and a mean girl. And they went to Miami with like, for to club and party on New Year's Eve. And they have a plus size friend, a bigger friend, and it's gonna cost $300 extra to get into the party. And they all basically like, well, we're gonna put her in an Uber and send her home so she can be safe. And then they cut to a clip of them inside the club partying, right? Anyway, the story is going crazy. Alexa T, Queen Niche, 11, thank you for my 2026s. Okay. All right. You love my hair, girl. Go look at my last post. You can you can click shop the cart, honey. We can be hair twins. This is the same unit, it's just a different color. Hey, Lady T3, happy New Year, girl. Right, but she started it off with a bold statement. You said you just saw that last night, baby. Oh, definitely not the real friend. And then the girl that they're talking about, she made a video. Gorgeous, stunning girl. I was like, she's not plus size. She's definitely like on the thick side. I mean, she got a lot of T and A, but oh girl, like when I'm talking about beautiful, beautiful face, beautiful hair, takes care of herself, beautiful body, like okay. And it made it even worse because old girl was like, she flew down from New York to hang out with them. She flew from New York to Miami to hang out with them, and they did that. Like, anyway, you didn't see the video. I don't know, but I did. I'll try and tag her because I definitely took screenshots when I saw her video show up on my timeline last night. But anyway, right? So, but does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So A, asking a question, B, bold statements or a surprising fact. Okay. Another surprising fact, I may say something like, did you know that 80% of Black owned businesses fail within their first 18 months of starting? I may do another surprising fact. Did you know that there's only 7% of small business owners in the United States that ever generate more than $1 million in revenue? Okay, like bold statement or surprising fact. If you can't think of nothing else to do for your opening hook, what do we want to talk about? You're going to write it down. How do I turn it into a bold statement, or how do I find a surprising fact about this particular thing? Okay, and then the C is connect to a feeling. Hey, Rose Goddess Queen. Hey, Dr. Tamara Allen. Thank you for my roses. You connect to a feeling. Why? Because people are emotional. And if I can tie into something that you are feeling on a regular basis or a familiar feeling, then like, right? Then again, you want to lock in, or a feeling that you desire to have. So if I said something like, um, imagine feeling confident every time you walk out the door. If I said something like, um, if I said something like, if I said something like, imagine, if I said something like, okay, not imagine, if I said something like, how proud of yourself would you be to know that you used your, how proud of yourself, blah blah, how proud of yourself would you be knowing that you earn an extra $2,000 to $3,000 every month, never leaving your house, just posting on TikTok. See what I'm saying? Something like that. It's a feeling. Okay. We also can start off with story times that we know we're going to evoke feelings inside of people. So ABC, ask a question, bold statement or surprising fact, connect to an emotion. All right. Now, when we're using the ABCs, we're going to go into the hook categories that I gave you guys the other day. Okay. Hey, Beauty Out of Brokenness. Thank you for my 2026s. All right. So this is time, money, promise, comparison, curiosity. So we're going to go through the first ABC. We're going to go through the A, which is ask a question. So somebody tell me like, what it is that you do and a piece of content that you like, a piece of content that you want to post, right? Or something you would like to post about and turn into a content, because we're going to do it under ask a question. And I'm going to do several of them so y'all can see how easy it is. And I'm going to ask a question, but my questions are going to revolve around time, money, promise, comparison, or controversy. And I'm trying to show you guys how you put the ABCs with the 5 categories to get really strong hooks so that you get more views, you get more follows, right? You get more reach, you get more leads. Thank you for taking notes, Latasha. Latasha Ann, thank you so much for taking notes, baby doll, over here in YouTube land. Hey, Vic. Oh, I did forget about today's offer. Thank you for reminding me, Vic. Y'all, side note, if this is helping you and you're understanding more like where you're falling short when it's coming to your hooks, go look in my bio. You'll see Hooks Mastery. It's only $20. It's today's 2026 deal. So it's only $20.26 when you go to my big bio. You'll see it first purple button in my tree, and it's on sale right now. So for those of you that don't know, we're in the new year. Okay, we're in the first week of 2026, and so I've been taking a product every day and marking the product down to only $20.26. So if you need help writing hooks, you should go get Hook Mastery, because I have tons of formulas inside of there, and I already have over 100 pre-written hooks where you can just plug and play. So literally, you can take the hook, copy what I said, put your information in there, and get to it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Um, do you know there are new business deductions this tax year? Okay. So the goal is to talk about the business deductions, and I will not lie, that is boring. Hey Tony, a lot of people are probably going to keep on scrolling because you have to be able to make people care, right? And remember, when we ask a question, we have to ask the question in a way that makes people care, okay? And we need more than one person to care. We need a lot of people to care. So if I'm going to ask a question about the deductions and I want to get a lot of people to care, Okay. First, I'm probably going to look up statistics for me when I'm doing question, not statistics. Oh, okay. Question that pops in my head. Um, did you know that the IRS did you know that more than likely the IRS owes you money? Yeah, if you're a small business owner, you probably have been overpaying in your taxes, or you haven't been taking advantage of the whatever the name of the deduction is for the new businesses. Let me show you how you're going to take advantage of this deduction. And either we're going to get your federal taxes down to zero, like the uber wealthy, or we're going to get the IRS to actually have to pay you money instead of the other way around. Somebody else give me another one. I can do this all day. What did I tie that into? I tied that into money. Okay, I tied that into money. Boom. Okay, and well, a lot of people they're like, "What? The IRS owe me money?" Okay, I thought about a bold statement for that one too, but I'm gonna save it. If you my client, ask me about it later. We got insight session on Thursday. You said they got your attention. Factual. But when I say I can do this all day, literally ask your question, okay? And then how can I get it to fit into one of the five categories? How can I make it fit into time, money, comparison? Okay. How can I get it to fit into a promise or curiosity? And sometimes you can overlap and do two or three. Do you need to lose 50 pounds? Oh, that's a good one because people always want to lose weight at the top of the year. Okay, so yes, do you want to lose 50 pounds? I mean, that would catch some people's attention, but I don't know if that's enough to where you would catch like hundreds of thousands of people's attention to get your views. So instead of saying, do we want to lose 50 pounds? I feel like a comparison would be a good one for that. I probably would start off with plates of food. Or if you have a portfolio and you have clients that have lost, that have lost weight that you can show on the screen, you could do either one, but I definitely would go for a comparison. And so I may put up two plates of food and I may say, what's the difference between meal A and meal B? It's probably where I would start at with a comparison. And then if we're talking about, uh, movement in the frame, or engaging through words, I'm probably, as I'm going through a list of what's the difference between plate A and plate B, I'm probably going to be like going using that little sound where I'm typing or writing things across the screen as I'm speaking. Okay. No, nobody wants to learn to eat healthier. I mean, people do want to learn to eat healthier, but no, that's boring. Ain't nobody scrolling for that. Ain't nobody stopping the scroll for want to learn how to eat healthier. They keep going. Okay. Now, if I would probably pick a plate that looked unhealthy. And what if I told, like, maybe like a burger or something like that, because people don't equate a burger with being healthy. And so if I had a picture of a delicious looking burger or something, and what if I said you could eat a hamburger every day and you would be healthier than 90% of America or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Now that's gonna make somebody stop. Okay. That's gonna make somebody stop because they got the visual aid. You're talking about, right, a burger. I'm asking a question, but my question is going against something that people already believe, right? So, and then I may talk about how I made the buns and it's like a high protein bun or something. And because I made the bread, it's a simple bread or something. So it doesn't have all those preservatives and all that unhealthy crap in it. Okay. Then you see what I'm saying? Then I may talk about, what you're stacking or topping the burger with. And then I may talk about maybe like the type of meat or like the treatment of the meat or something like that, and how I dish the cheese because cheese causes mucus or something like that. I, I don't know, but like literally, people are going to stop more because they're going to be like, how can you eat a hamburger every day and be healthier than 90% of Americans, right? That's gonna make somebody stop. So literally, that's a little bit of like curiosity in there too. But if you're following the framework of trying to fit into at least one of those five with your question, you're typically going to get what you're going to be able to like double or triple your video views overnight. You're gonna be able to do it overnight, and it works. It works like a charm. Okay. So next, let's get into like some basic formulas, or I would say maybe like templates that you can use. Okay. So a easy template, we may do the question plus the promise. Okay. That's a really easy template for a hook. So the question, want to know the secret to remember anything you learn? I'll show you in 60 seconds. Okay, I gave you a promise that I'm going to show you in 60 seconds. Ask the initial question, do you want the secret to remember anything you learn? Okay. If I instead, I would probably shift that up to, um, are you struggling? I wouldn't even say are you struggling. I'd be like, are you tired of forgetting things? Or I may say, you tired of losing your glasses? That's even more specific. Don't you hate it when you forget to charge your phone? Okay, like you see what I'm saying? Like we're getting very, very specific things that like hundreds of thousands or millions of people are experiencing on a regular basis. The second template is going to be the guess what happened hook. Okay, the guess what happened hook is the second template. Okay, said the guess what happened. All right, so guess what happened is literally when you're like, you won't believe what just happened to me before blank. Okay, so I say, you won't believe what just happened to me before this string, y'all. Oh my God, y'all will not believe what just happened to me 45 seconds ago. You won't believe what happened to me yesterday. And y'all know people love tea. People like being nosy. Okay, that's still a form, right? That's we're leaning into like a bold statement and curiosity, but people want to know like what happened. And I'm guilty of it too. I'll see some wild stuff online that has nothing at all to do with me, but I'm definitely gonna listen if it's interesting. Actually, earlier today, have y'all seen that? It's a post. The first baby born at like regional hospital or something like that of the new year, and and then all of a sudden the people they're busting out the parents. They're like, don't celebrate these two. This one is actually married to somebody else, and this is her boss, and he has two kids and a wife that he abandoned at home to be with his side piece. And then they like the side piece is questionable, and she got fired from her job because she was fraternizing with the high school students, and she was a teacher. Oh, yeah, oh baby, okay, they got into it, okay. So literally, there's a lot of people that maybe they want to know what happened, okay. So this is again tapping into kind of like human nature, and also on the emotional side, right? The nosiness and the curiosity piece. Another really simple formula, and I'm just gonna give y'all three for those of you that get Hooks Mastery. Like I said, you'll get a ton of them. Okay, it's called a simple twist. Okay, and so this falls into that bold statement or the bold statement or the statistic. Okay, so when you say most people do anything for whatever reason, it makes people's brains like go feral, and so they're waiting to either agree with you wholeheartedly or they're waiting to pounce on you. So you may say, so I may say, most people. I may say most people. I'm trying to think about how to put this in the template for y'all. I would say most people do blank, and you're gonna put whatever blank is that correlates with your industry or common belief. And then I say, but what if I told you to do the exact opposite to get whatever the result is someone is looking for? Okay, so I may say most people most people use. I'm trying to think of what he. What do you? They stopped calling it glue. If you're using glue for your lace front, I'm trying to think of something like that was like easy or whatever it is. Most people use, and I don't want to say the name of a glue, but we're just gonna say most people. Most people use glue to hold down their lace front. But what if I told you you should actually only be wearing glueless lace fronts? And here's why. No, it's not called melting. They don't call it adhesive. It's something else that they call it glue. Because they started changing the name from glue to calling it something else because they knew like from a marketing perspective, like it didn't sound good and it didn't sound healthy to be putting glue on your lace front. And it's still glue, it's still adhesive. They just caught it's another term for it. I'm just having a brain fart right now. I didn't want to say that because that's the actual name of a brand, and that's why I was like, that was the first thing that popped in my head because they're so popular. But that's why I didn't want to say that name because I didn't want to implicate like that company was doing something wrong. So that's why I was like, I didn't want to say the name of a company. It's just a general. I don't think they call it Bond H Town for your lashes. They call it Bond that goes on. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I use a different example because I can't. I don't know. It's slipping out of my brain. Whatever it is that they call that stuff. Um. So I'll do one for my industry. Okay. Um. I'll say. Well, it's a lot of them. I'm trying to narrow down to one. Because people be doing a lot of wow stuff. Most people think having a lot of followers means you make a lot of money. But what if I told you the exact opposite is true? The majority of my clients that have under 10,000 followers a month are out earning the majority of people with over 500,000 followers. Here's how. And that's true. Okay. Glocky T. Okay. I'm the best over here. That is very much true. My clients have smaller followers and they're out earning these people who have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers. Okay. And that is very true. People automatically assume that if you have a lot of followers, that means that you're gonna make a lot of money. How, baby, they out here following. First of all, they copy my strategies because every year I normally tell people what my strategy is going to be for social media that year. Number two, they come into my Instacorn Academy, so I'm able to mentor them for the next 12 months to help them put up their automations, their SOPs, and their systems. Number three, we either find product like category or verticals that they belong in so they can make money from affiliate marketing, or if they already have products and services to offer to the public, I show them how to make money offering their own stuff. And we get very strategic with finding target audiences and being able to build a community out of those audiences. And your community basically turns into a cash machine for you. And so that's how they're able to make way more money than the average person. And I teach my clients how to actually think through the process and be strategic with their content and strategic with the goals so that way they're running campaigns throughout the year and they run multiple sets of campaigns and that's how they make multiple sets of money. Blinkety blink blink blink. Beauty out of brokenness. Thank you for my 2026s. So it all comes down to are you gonna put in the effort that you need to put in? Are you gonna do the work? And most of the time, doing the work is not running around like a chicken with your head cut off. A lot of times, doing the work is one, sitting down and creating space for yourself to learn something new. Like you need at least an hour a day where you can read, go through videos, get familiar with different tools, platforms, and softwares. Taking the time to think through what do you want your funnel to look like and following that. Taking the time to figure out who's my niche, my sub niches, and who's the type of people that are involved in these niches and sub niches so I can create a target audience. You say every time I hear someone say you picking up what I'm putting down, I think they've been watching you because they have been watching me, unless they're an elder. Unless they have been watching me, unless they're elder. Okay, there was two or three girls at one point in time. They even tried to steal the ready, 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 ready. That everybody was calling them out. It's like, baby, I'm the only person that does that. Okay, I'm the only person that does that in the blink, blink, blink. I was looking for my water cup. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: when it comes to the hooks, y'all think it's optional, but it's not. You have to learn how to get good at it. And if you don't want to learn how to get good at it, then you just got to pay somebody to do it. Period. That's it. That's it. It ain't there's no other way around it. Okay. You gotta get good at it or you got to pay somebody to do it for you. Mm-mm. You seen some folks beating their phones saying pick up the phone too. Not they out here beating on the phone telling people to pick up the phone now. I guess everybody's gonna be calling their cousins now, huh? That is hilarious. I had no idea. I haven't seen that yet, but I mean, I guess that's cool. I guess it's cool. I mean, like if you're a creator, what they say, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So I'm gonna be flattered. How will your coaching help me if I'm already making $100,000 a month? I want to elevate more. So you will probably need assistance with scaling. And you probably, if you're making $100,000 a month, you probably don't need a coach. You probably need a consultant. And there are several clients that I operate as a consultant for. So I assist them with like their systems, their next steps. If we need help, like for instance, I don't know, like let's say you may need assistance with media so you can expand and put more people inside your system. It may behoove you for me to go and audit your funnel to see if you have any bottlenecks. We may need help with like replication with your SOPs so that you're able to move easily from $100,000 a month to 250 or $300,000 a month. I may look at your stuff and see that your socials aren't generating as much money as they need to as far as optimization. So, you know what I'm saying? I would tell you to sign up for a consultation would be, and I would have to know like what you're doing, what you're not doing. If we're trying to get from 100,000 to 500,000, a million a month, what already is set in place, what's been working for you, what's not working for you, going through like your finances to see like okay because your books never lie of telling you where there's a bottleneck or where you're bleeding or where there's an issue at. So I would probably a power session is the best use of a kind of like generalization like that. If you know that it's an issue with like social media and you want to use that to grow and scale and pop into new markets, then I would say get a social media audit for the consultation. Do I have a done for you plan? Yes, our done for you is called the Money Machine, Larry. And the Money Machine, we do everything. If you need a digital product, we create that. Your funnel, we'll do that. 120 pieces of content plus your 30 on your B-roll, we do that as well too. Your emails, we do that. Your pixels, we do that. Your actual ads and your audiences that need to be built so your ads can be successful, we do that too with the Money Machine. So the Money Machine is great for people that don't really have the time, but they know they need all of this stuff done. I'm trying to go from six figures a year to six figures a month. If you're at six figures a year, I'll be honest, it's pretty easy to go to six figures a month. It's easier to go from six figures a year to six figures a month than it is to get up to six figures in a year. What's the price point? Money Machine is 53,000. So I don't. Hey Edie, what's going on, honey pie? So I'm not sure exactly like what you've been like on your six figures. Like I don't know what it is that you do. As far as like your marketing, your follow-up formula, if you have multiple funnels running, are you like live selling? Do you have other people on your sales team? What's happening with your funnel, your email open rates? Are you doing any inbound marketing, outbound marketing? Are you getting on other podcasts and stages so you can expand your audience faster? If you sell a physical product, it may be as simple as you getting, a multitude of brand ambassadors. Okay. I'm not really sure what it is that you're doing. I'm in corporate. I mean, that's general. That still doesn't tell me what you do. Why does still don't tell me what you do, honey? Nah, yeah, but yeah, like it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to do. When you're running a business or you have like a side hustle, getting to six figures in a year is much harder than to flip it to six a month. It's kind of like the hardest sale is probably like your first 10 sales. And then after you get your first 10, it's really easy to go from 10 to 100 and then from 100 to 1,000. Because at that point, it's just isolating what's working in your formula. And then you're trying to like replicate it as often as possible, right? Everything's about a system. Once you find a system that works, now it's just amplifying the system. I have a 9 to 5, six-figure job, trying to start your own business. Cool. What are you gonna be starting your own business in? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yes, do what Vic says. Tap the screen. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. And if any of y'all are trying to book consultations, when y'all go to the link in my bio, it's a little area that says work with me one to one. It'll pop up a little mini menu, and you can pick the appropriate consultation from there. I don't. I wouldn't recommend that if you're a beginner and you're just starting off. If I'm being honest, I'm gonna tell you right now the biggest mistake that beginners make, and y'all don't want to. I tell y'all this all the time, but nobody wants to hear it. But it doesn't mean it's not true. Most beginners like one lie to yourself and you say that you can't afford like a coach, you can't afford a mentorship, you can't afford a consultant, and that's one of the biggest mistakes you're ever gonna make because one, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know where to put your money. You don't know the order to do things in, and you're devaluing the value of experience. And I tell people this all the time. Like, yeah, I did everything I needed to do with starting my businesses with $125 in a laptop, turned into 5 multi-million-dollar companies, right? But I didn't do it on my own. I've always been very, very vocal that when I started my first company, I was in the process of getting my MBA. So I had several professors I went to UCA. And so I don't know if it's still the same, but when I was going through the business through the MBA program there, all of our professors had to have successful fully functional operational businesses, or they had to have sold a business for x amount of millions of dollars in order, like, there was a qualification for them to be a professor for us in business. We didn't have any professors that were just businessmen and women in theory. Like, they actually were out here actively in business, or they had sold their businesses for millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay. So literally, I was able, like, I had help, I had mentors, I had like 7 or 8, like, boom, at my disposal. Okay. The other thing as well is I went through in every state. Well, I don't know if every state has one anymore with Trump in office, but at the time, there's normally like a minority business division for your state. And so, literally, you can go through the minority business division, and they have all kinds of courses and classes. They'll teach you how to write. They'll teach you how to write so you can get accepted for like government and state contracts, like federal and on the state level. They will show you. They bring in people like me to teach like marketing, business math, your business structure. And the guy that was running us at the time, he is a great mentor to me. His name is Anthony. And Anthony used to work for Bank of America. And he actually was the number 2 commercial lender in the country before he left to come and take over and work for our Arkansas Minority Development Commission, right? And so, anyway, Anthony was the person that helped me with scaling my business and being able to get funding and not being afraid of like corporate credit cards, lines of credit, and those sorts of types of things. Okay. Yeah, we still have ours here too. So anyway, so once I started like getting underneath his wing and his tutelage, I was able again to make Like I was able to like literally like scale from like doing $250,000 all the way up to like 1.5 million that year. Then the next thing, there was another designer, Tadawon, and I really, really loved and enjoyed what he was doing. And he had a knack of being able to pick up clients for events because my first company is an event design and production company. And all these clients were having events that were like $1 million plus. And I wanted to be able to get the skill and I wanted to know how to do that. Guess what? Tadawon had a program where you could come and mentor with him, and it was $27,000. Did I have $27,000? No, but I found $27,000. So I went and I sold my luxury vehicle because I needed to get the money. I like that's what I said. That's another thing too. A lot of y'all be like, y'all want to succeed. You don't really want to succeed like those of us that are successful. Y'all don't notice a pattern of all of us that are like just doing crazy well. We all do things that y'all consider extreme. Now, as long as it's not illegal and I'm not hurting anybody, yeah, I'll do it. I will. I'm one of them people. I'm one of them girls. I've always been sold out. I'm going all in. So I sold my luxury vehicle, went and bought me a Toyota 4Runner. Some of the people in Little Rock remember when I had the 4Runner because some of them was talking about me and not in a good way, but I got the last laugh. Okay, clearly I knew what I was doing. And then I went and I picked up a job as a substitute teacher because I needed extra income because I was good because I needed money to be able to pay for that. And guess what? Best decision I ever made. Okay. Within 4 weeks of me working with this man and being in the program, I turned around and booked my first six-figure client. I had not booked a six-figure client before then. And so on and so on. And the rest is history. And long story long, y'all know that that company is how I made my first, that's how I made my first 8 figures. Okay. So literally, you know what I'm saying? So literally, a lot of y'all are gonna have to figure out. That's why I said whenever you want to do it, like some of y'all know y'all need to go ahead and buy this Hooks Mastery so you can have better hooks that you can start putting to your content like tonight. And it's only $20.26, and y'all ain't gonna do it. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I've told y'all several times I'm here to help the people that will help themselves. There are some of y'all that will vacillate about, spending $97 a month to be inside of Monetization Nation, but you'll hit DoorDash twice this week and you would have spent $130, $140 without even thinking about it. But you'll sit there and say that you can't afford to come into Monetization Nation. But when we're looking at your spending pattern, it says that you can. You just don't want to. The same way I have clients and they'll show up to like workshops or trainings. And I'm like, well, why didn't you pay for your team, for at least one or two of your team members to come to this training too? And then they look at me like a deer in headlights. You think that something that you just learned that you really don't know how to do yourself, that you're going to have time, first of all, that you're going to understand it to a great enough capacity to teach it to someone else and answer questions that they're going to have that you didn't think about. And number two, that you're going to be able to have the time, because most small business owners don't have the time. You see what I'm saying? And I get it, because there was once upon a time in my mind, I was like, oh, I can't afford to do that. The truth is you can't afford to not to. So that's the time I said, a lot of y'all, you got to get to a point where you're honest with yourself and where you're saying, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And some of y'all have been trying to win, or you've been trying to do whatever it takes and get to where, you want to go and accomplish these goals for a long time, but you're unwilling to do what it takes to get there. And that's just the bottom line. And until you decide to do what it takes to get there, you're never going to get there. 90% of the people I talk to could be there if they would get out of their own way. I talk to I cannot explain to y'all how many like content creators I've talked to, and I'll be like, you have to build an off-app community and you need off-app events. And they won't do it. I said, oh, start with text messaging. Oh, well, that's going to cost me $200 a month. So you're telling me you're going to forgo maybe making $20,000 this month because you don't want to spend $200 a month to build up your list through the text messaging and have access to them. You don't have to worry about if the algorithm is going to show your piece of content to them or not. You should. That's what people talk about when we talk about mindset. Okay, you're looking at how much it costs instead of how much will it make you. People that make money, we look at how much is it going to make us. That's it. That's all. There's no in between. We literally look at how much is it going to make. How much is it going to make us? That's it. That is, and if we can say, oh, if I put this money into this infrastructure, if I put this money into gaining this skill set, if I put this money into this update, if I put this money into training my team, XYZ element of P, and it's going to help me do this, we will do it. The rest of y'all don't. Success coach said, do you know how much money I made after taking your class? You are the truth. Tell us, the success coach, how much have you made? And thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, because most of my, let's see, you probably don't even remember me, but I took your course from Periscope. Thank you. Shout out to a period pimp. Let's see, and you ain't got no profile picture, so I can't see your face. But yeah, like my clients do really, really well. And they do well for a long time. But y'all see, she came in here, she said she took a course. She said she took a course. Okay. So literally, okay, literally, I'm telling y'all, and I may not be the instructor for you. I may not be the coach or the consultant for you. I may not be the mentor for you, but you find somebody who is. And I have a lot of clients that go out. You said, in 6 months it was 20,000 come through, and it was all from social media. And now I own a digital store. So thank you. Oh, congratulations, and thank you so much for sharing. Let me get a picture. Y'all know I love it. Y'all know I love a receipt. Okay, we love a good receipt. Bam. And thank you for sharing very much. He said kingdom business, period. And I'm gonna tell y'all one other thing before I get up out of here tonight. Okay, please don't take this the wrong way. Take it the right way. Okay, I want you to take it the right way. You said, I can't believe I'm running into you. I'm in tears. Oh, I hope it's happy tears. I hope it's happy tears, boo. But y'all also need to be honest about your learning style. And what I mean by this is when it comes, you said no cap, you're changing lives. Oh, thank you so much, success coach. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Okay, so listen well. First thing first, y'all know how everybody talks about God, prayer, the angels. Some people refer to the universe and what's being put out there. I want you to think about it like this, because you are communicating, whether you believe it or not. If it comes to your goal, to your vision, to your business, to your idea, to what you're trying to accomplish, and you are unwilling to spend money on it, then do not be surprised that us as the public don't want to spend money on your stuff either. You don't even think your stuff is worth the money. If you don't think your stuff is worth the tool, the laptop, the new camera, the software, the coaching, the consulting, the funnel, the system, you going to the conference or the in-person workshop so you can learn. If you don't think it's worth it, baby, please understand, God is not going to send you customers that think that it's worth it. You won't even put money into your business. So why are you expecting me or someone else to put money into your business? That's number one. So you have to understand that at a foundational level of what your actions are communicating to God and to the angels. Okay. That's number one. Okay. Is Monetization Nation a monthly fee? Yes, it's a monthly. Monetization is a monthly. Monetization Nation is a monthly. Number two, okay, you have to properly assess what type of learner you are. So a lot of y'all are out here buying, like, you're buying the cheapest thing you can get. That's not always the answer. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying spend irresponsibly. Do not do that. Okay. But what I'm saying is when it comes to your goal, when it comes to your business, when it comes to your side hustle, when it comes to your vision, you should be willing to spend to get the best that you can afford. You should be willing to get the best that you can afford. Okay. Like, and so literally, if it comes between you joining a small group or you getting a self-guided program or product, it makes more sense for you. If you can afford it, it makes more sense for you to get into the small group. If it comes between you getting a DIY, like a do-it-yourself product where you're kind of like new to something, you don't have a lot of experience, or you can get the one-to-one consultation, you get the one-to-one consultation. Okay. If you know that you're the type of person you learn like at a different pace, or you learn a little slower and you need some one-to-one and you need more hand holding, well, then that would make sense for you to be in like an Instacoin or a KE cohort instead of you out here, right, jumping into a monetization nation. And you have to be honest with yourself, because a lot of times y'all are wasting money because you're buying things that or enrolling in things that are not a good fit for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have clients that come to me and they know they want the one-to-one. They want the top of the line. They want to be able to get direct access to me and to my success coaches. They like us consulting. They like me helping them with their campaigns, their pricing, their products. They like to know that my eyes are on their opt-in pages, their funnels, their return paths, their products. Thank you, Finesse Your Mess. They like for me to be able to go in and be like, hey, you need to change this in your copy, or you need to fix that, or this is what's trending. Let me send this to you. You understand what I'm saying? And that's cool. And everybody don't want that, but some people want that level. And if you know you're that type of person that want that level, then that's what you need to get. Don't go get a self-guided product and you know you're not going to buy it. Some of y'all know that you're not big readers. Why are you buying ebooks? If you know that you're the type of person you're not going to read it, don't buy an ebook. You need to get a video training. You need to get a tutorial with something where you can see what's happening. So you can pause your screen, you can pause what you're watching, and then go do the same thing on your screen or take the same action. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? If you know you're not strong at creating products and you need a digital product that's going to be, if you know you need a digital product and you're like, or you're trying to put together a course or a membership or something and you don't know what should be in it, well, then you go and you hire somebody like me and we'll either create your product for you or tell you what should be in your program. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to pick based on your learning style. You have to pick based on your skill set. You have to pick based on your level of understanding. So don't just go buy something willy-nilly, because it's a lot of y'all are information whores. Baby, y'all just love collecting information and ain't gonna do nothing with it. Just collecting, and you're never executing on it. You're never doing anything with it. That's a problem. Okay, there comes a time we need a return on the investment. Okay, and y'all be like, oh, I'm investing in myself. Did you really invest in yourself, or did you just waste some money? Okay, when we're investing in ourselves, there's an expectation to get a return on it. And so you have to really figure out, like, what do I need? So yes, some of y'all in here, you're going to do great with an ebook. And some of y'all in here, you know you're not going to read that ebook. You know that you're not. So you need to get a video training, or you need to get into a monetization nation. Some of y'all know that you have a lot of questions and you need a lot of help because you've been trying to do this for a while and you haven't had success, and you know something is missing, or you've been trying to or you're just getting started and you know you don't know what the hell is going on. Well, somebody like you need to be at Instacoin, because we have insight sessions every Thursday. So every time you're learning a skill, every time you're getting a new task, every insight session, I give them time to ask me, okay, what you working on? Whatever you want to ask me. There are people that are in here right now, they'll tell you it's nothing for me to be like, show me your screen. Let me see what you're talking about. Let me see what's on the back end. Let me look at this. There's nothing for somebody to come in there and I'll be like, hey, such and such, last week I told you to do XYZ element of P. Show it to me. Let me see what you got done. You hear what you picking up what I'm putting down? That it's not by happenstance that we got over 900 people that have hit six figures, and these are people that are coming through Instacoin. Why are they making six figures and you're not? Because they got access to me and to the success coaches, straight up and down. That's the reason why. They're getting video modules, they're getting tutorials, they're getting live trainings and sessions. What do we let's see, we're getting ready to start ads training, and we're getting into page prep. So they have a session on Thursday for insight session, and I already got a list of stuff like new skills and things that they need to go through so we can get it together. You said that show your work be getting us, baby. It sure do. Cause I would get mad if didn't nobody do their work. Oh, I'm mad. Oh, didn't nobody do their work? Why you wasting my time? Everybody get out of here. I see y'all next week, and you better have something done. You understand what I'm saying? So literally, okay, you have to be honest with yourself. What's my capacity? What level am I at? Am I a beginner? Am I intermediate? Am I advanced? Probably if you're a beginner, you probably are not going to do well with a self-guided. But y'all gonna keep buying it, so we gonna keep selling it. You need to go and tell yourself the truth and be like, you know what? I need more help. Okay? You said your methods work. Thank you, Edie. Thank you so much. Right? You need to tell yourself the truth. If you know you're a person, you're more of a visual learner, then why are you buying an ebook? Huh? You need to go buy something that's video so you can see. Right? That's how that works. If you know you have no idea what you should be doing, that's why we created the next steps consultation. It literally is to tell you what are your next steps if you don't know what you should be doing, right? Like we have to be our own. We have to be we have to be looking out for ourselves. We have to have our own best interest in mind sometimes. And sometimes y'all be out here operating as if you don't have your own best interest in mind. Okay? So don't just go buy something willy-nilly, because that's not going to help you get to your goal. Okay? Don't be out here just like buying products just because it sounds so you can say you invested in yourself when you're not going to get a return because you purchased the wrong thing. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Do we want to invest in ourselves? Yes, but we have to be strategic. We have to have a plan. We have to be smart. It has to make sense when we're doing it. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Just don't be out here, girl. I seen the girls online. They had photo shoots, so I went and got me a photo shoot. A photo shoot for what? I got a podcast and I came up with this merch so I can make some money. Well, who listening to your podcast? Because if you ain't got no listeners, you ain't got nobody to buy that merch. Y'all remember? Some of y'all remember this, some of y'all don't. So we were doing a private workshop, and this lady, y'all, some of y'all gonna remember this. Y'all remember she came in about her. She came in and she was like about her podcast. And she was like, well, I have this merchandise and it's not selling. And I was like, well, how many listeners do you have with your podcast? And she's like, oh, I'm not sure. And I already knew she was full of crap when she said, I'm not sure, because no, like when you have a podcast, you check those numbers. You know how many listeners you have, right? And I was like, well, go and pull up your numbers because they have dashboards so they can see. Y'all remember she started going all around the Mayberry bush, baby. She did not want to tell me what her numbers were. And I said, well, do you have at least 1,000 people that listen every month? She said, no. I said, do you have at least 100 people that listen every week? She said, no. I said, so why are you out here focused on having merch when you need to be getting listeners? Because if you get listeners, then you can make money, right, by selling ad spots to small business owners and companies. And when you get listeners, they will buy your merch. Out of order. She didn't want to hear that, right? Y'all remember, and she cussed me out. But she wasn't ready. I cussed that ass right back out. I remember that day. Everybody was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Yeah, go, baby, go play with your mama, not with me. You ain't finna come in here cussing, talking crazy to me." Y'all remember that? And then I muted her. She kept trying to unmute herself. Oh, that was hilarious. And then y'all remember the other woman, and I don't know why she did that. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I am when I say I'm an honest person, not because I want you to win. I want you to do well, okay? And so don't ever come and ask me something that you don't want to know the answer to. Don't ask me anything. If you really genuinely don't want an honest answer, don't ask me, because I'm going to tell you. And she came in and she was like, I have a website and I have a service where I build websites for small business owners so they can get more customers. And I said, okay. I said, that's great. What's your question? And she goes, well, I'm struggling with getting more customers. I'm struggling with getting customers. Can you help me? And y'all remember that woman got mad at me, but I told her, I was like, then you should not be in business to help people get customers. If you can't get customers, clearly your website isn't optimized to help people get customers, because you should be getting customers. Maybe you should just go into building, like sites. Maybe you should do the graphics, right? Maybe you should, right? Maybe you should, have a retainer program where people pay you to come and do the updates and put things up. But you should not be out here charging people money or being a business to help people get more customers, and you can't get any customers yourself. Why does she want to ask me that in front of everybody? I don't know. And I think part of it is because people are so used to people being fake, and they're used to people lying instead of telling them the truth. But y'all don't never ask me something. Now I'm telling y'all this right now, for any of you guys that are new to me, don't you ever in your life ask me anything that you don't want the truth to. And don't you ever come to me talking about you do business and your business is to help people get more customers, or your business is to help people grow followers, but you ain't got no followers or you ain't got no customers. Because I'm gonna tell you, that's the business you shouldn't be in. It is what it is, okay? So y'all remember that woman got mad and cussed me out because she was like, she got an online boutique and other people ask her questions about her boutique. So she was like, oh, I think I should have a course to tell other people how to open up their boutiques. And I was like, you don't even make $1,000 a month in sales. What? Why are you trying to teach other people how to run a boutique? She cussed me out too because I told her she needed to focus on getting sales. I'm just keeping it a buck. If you wanted to have an online boutique, would you appreciate it if you spent your money on someone's course to help you with your online boutique, and you found out that these people don't even make $1,000 a month in sales, and they'd have got you to pay $197 or $297 for the course? That's what I'm telling y'all. When they get to these courses and classes, baby, you better vet us. Okay, those of us that are real in these streets, baby, we got receipts and we're happy to show them. We have a resume, we're happy to show it. We actually are delighted. Okay, y'all see that young lady that came in here earlier and she was like, hey, how can you help me scale past $100,000 a month? I had no problem telling her what I can do, right? People that are shady, they ain't never got proof. They ain't never got results. They ain't never. Okay, and y'all got to watch out. Okay, you got to be on alert. Okay, you got to be on alert. You got to be on alert. You got to look out. So again, when you invest in yourself, we expect a return. We purchase products and softwares and consulting and classes for our businesses based on our needs. If you know you have the learning style where you do better one-to-one, then you get in a one-to-one. If you know you have the learning style where you can read an ebook and you can go out there and get good results, then get an ebook. But if you know you're not going to read the ebook, don't buy an ebook. That's crazy. Okay, now you're just wasting money. All right. Anyway, y'all. Hey, Savvy Business Chick. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta scram. I gotta skedaddle. Hopefully I get finished with my work in enough time tonight that I can get back on. Oh, let me ask y'all something before I get out of here. I should have set it up as a poll, but we can just do ones and twos, okay? So y'all know my goal for 2026, outside of getting back outside, I want to try and get back to streaming at least 5 out of the 7 days a week. I might even go back to every day. There was a point in time I streamed every day, but at least 5 out of 7 days, okay? So I'm thinking 3 days a week we do business training, and the other 2 days a week we do community conversations. Because y'all know, before Mama got really, really sick, I had more time, and we used to get on and we used to pretty much do community conversations so we could do hot topics, and we talked about everything: news, trending stuff, social stuff, a relationship, whatever. What do y'all feel about maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday are our business trainings, and then like Tuesday and Thursdays our community conversations? What y'all think about that? Or maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday could be business, and Monday and Tuesday could be community conversations. I'm trying to get it figured out, because there are conversations I want to have. Okay. You like Charlotte, you like splitting it up like the alternating days. And the weekends, it'll just be whatever I want to do. If I want to do business on the weekend, I will. If I want to get back on, I will. If I don't, I won't. Let's see. So y'all like to split up. Y'all like the Monday, Wednesday, Friday for classes, and then Tuesday, Thursday we just be on here BSing. You said stop. Hey, I'm telling the truth now. So y'all said y'all like alternating days. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm considering. I'm considering. Okay, I'm considering. Also, y'all don't forget, if you know you need help with your hooks or you need some done for you hooks, baby, go and click the link in the bio and get Hooks Mastery. It's only $20.26 today. And we're gonna talk some more about hooks tomorrow. I'm just trying to get y'all like a little bit at a time. If you had to give one piece of advice about marketing, what would it be? Click the link in the bio, go to work with Ashley Ann one-to-one and book a consultation. Blink, blink, blink. That's my piece of advice. Okay, now let me tell y'all what I want to talk about for a community conversation. Um, there's a first of all, I'm gonna do these two pieces of awareness content. Okay, that's number one. But I'm highly concerned with the amount of women that are out here sleeping with randoms. I am, ladies. We gotta stop this. And this don't y'all can't just say this apply to the young girls because I'm seeing the middle-aged ladies and the old women do it too. It doesn't matter how successful the woman is. It seems like the more successful she is, baby, she make the worst choices. Okay. So that's what I had wanted to talk about it this weekend, but I having a good time. Y'all know we went on our little trip this weekend. So anyway, um, so anywho, um, yeah, like y'all. So everybody is aware at this point. Like all these charges came out with like Stefan Diggs, and they're like very violent charges. And y'all know Cardi B is baby mama number 6. That's diabolical to sign up to be baby mama number 6. Okay. And a lot of us, when she started dating Stefan Diggs, y'all was like, y'all are haters. I was like, look, if she like it, I love it. But I'm like, baby, that is the same cheetah, different spots. You understand what I'm saying? And I was just like, she did not know that man well enough to be having a baby with him. But it's a lot of women that are out here, y'all are jumping in the bed with men that you don't know well enough to have a baby with, and you sure don't know them well enough to be having sex with. You say, yes, please, girl. The parole officer at the office is sleeping with her client now. Child, they always, baby, they stay doing crazy stuff. And it's like I'm not. Look, this is the thing. Discernment is developed. God blesses some people with a huge amount of discernment, and some people not so much. But if you take your time and you get to know somebody, you don't even really have to worry about discernment. And when I'm talking about getting to know them, I'm talking about y'all don't know base level stuff about these people. Y'all don't even know if these people wash their hind parts on a regular basis or not. Okay, you don't know what type of soap they use. You don't know their middle name. Oh yeah, Aaron, they be getting it in at the hospitals. Yes, like, and I'm not saying that you have to, be like a saint or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, for your own protection, you need to like slow it down before you are jumping in the bed with people. That's all I'm saying, because a lot of y'all is ending up with some wild stuff. A lot of y'all ended up in situations that you didn't expect situations to be in. A lot of y'all got some real issues on your hand, and literally, if you would have just took the time to get to know somebody, you could have evaded all of this. That's all I'm saying. Baby, community ping, community puss, all of that, okay? And some of y'all are too eager to be a part of the community. So that's really what I wanted to talk about, okay? Just some general rules or parameters, okay? If you don't know that person's middle name, I don't think you should be putting, like exchanging bodily fluids. I'm just keeping it above. But y'all know the people say I'm strict because when I was out in the streets before, you know, I'm in the house now, but when I was out in the streets, okay, and I was dating and stuff, I didn't allow people to kiss me on my first date either. And y'all remember some men that would come here on the live streams and go like ape gorilla on me for telling no, we don't do that. I don't know where your mouth has been. You're single, I'm single, you could be doing you literally could have just been eating pork and beans out of somebody's booty hole 10 minutes before you showed up to this date with me. And you're entitled to do that because you're not mine and I'm not yours. I remember one time this guy tried to kiss me, baby, and I couldn't dodge him fast enough. And so he got the side of my cheek. Baby, my face broke out. You think I went back out anywhere else? My whole face, I'm not joking, started itching and it broke out. Mm-mm. We don't do that. So I'm gonna try and get done with my work, okay? Because I do have quite a bit of work to get done for my clients. I'm gonna try and get done with my work though, and hopefully, you know, we can come back on and shoot the crap tonight. You said everybody getting sick. Period, Pooh. Period. Okay. I'm just saying, like, you gotta carry yourself differently. And whether y'all want to acknowledge this or not, the person that you're connected to physically and intimately has a really huge impact on how successful you're going to be, because a lot of times people are carrying around all kinds of negative energy spiritually, and they absolutely positively will attach to you and absolutely positively start creating blocks in your life. But people don't want to talk about that. Mm. So it's important to get to know someone, okay, before you know they enter into your body. Okay, Savvy Business Chick says Mondays business, Tuesdays news and community chats. I love your Wealth Wednesdays, and that's all I got. Okay, so we'll definitely stick with the Wealth Wednesday because everybody likes Wealth Wednesday. And now I got to pick on the time because I do kind of want to show up at like the same time. So maybe if we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday for business, I'll keep that like at lunchtime. And then Tuesday, Thursday, maybe it'll be, well, I can't do evening sessions on Tuesday and Thursday. They would have to be during the day because we have a class Tuesday nights and then insight sessions go back and forth. They alternate between 12:30 and 6:30. So maybe Tuesday and Thursday will be just when I can get it in. Mm-hmm. You know what though? I don't think I'm going to do a community conversation on a Tuesday. Now that I think about it, they would always have to be late night if I did them on a Tuesday, because I do discovery calls on Tuesdays too. You said whatever I figure out, I gotta get it figured out, babe. I gotta get it figured out. Preach on it. But okay, so I'm gonna pop off of here because I got a client call. I gotta hop on, and I got a couple of meetings, and I got some work I need to do. Blink, blink, blink. And then if I'm up to it, I'm gonna come back. Okay, and we're going to chitter chatter, chatter chitter. Okay, so lots of things I want to talk about. If you're willing to come in late, I'll be here with you. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to get it together. Okay, y'all. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If it's morning time or daytime where you are, have a productive and a prosperous day. If it's evening time, get yourself a good night's rest. Thank you guys for coming to hang out with me. Let's see who sent me 2026s so I can say thank you. Special thank you to Queen Niche 11 for 90 of the 2026s. Beauty Out of Brokenness, she sent me 65. Glorious Lot sent me 57. Elsie Chat sent me 50. Dr. Daryl Montet sent me 25. Um, Jana, let's see, is Ben, wait, that's not Ben W. Made? Ben with Made? I'm not saying your name right. I'm missing something. I see Ben and I see W and I see a Made, but I don't think that I'm reading it correctly. Is it Janice B and W Made? Maybe. Girl, if you still in here, tell me how to read your name. I see lots of words in your name and I'm not sure how to connect them. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for sending me my 16, 20, 26s. Ray Purpose, thank you. Vanessa Mess, Alexi T, Jewelry, Charlotte Allen, King Tech Services. It's Ashley AF, Tracy, and 28 Day to, it's cut off. It says 28 days to, and then it cuts off. I don't know what the other part is, but thank you so much for my 2026s as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, y'all. And I need to know. A side note: if I ever mispronounce your name, baby, put an enunciation key in there because I have been known to butcher a name, not intentionally. Just sometimes I just the way my brain is reading it and seeing it is not the way you want it to be perceived. So you tell me how to pronounce your name. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna do my best on my work so I can try and get back. So I can try and get back on here in enough time because there are things I want to talk about. Okay. There are things I also want to talk about where you're spending time at online in 2026 and how it's turning your mind into mush. And we gotta find more productive spaces to be in. Okay? More productive spaces. I need y'all to be in spaces where you're being uplifted and not torn down. I got a problem with that. I got a problem. It's too many men and women running around here feeling terrible about yourself because you're in spaces all day where people tell you you ain't shit. And that ain't okay. Even if you did something that wasn't the best decision, because all of us make mistakes, all of us fall down. Please understand that. I done did some wild stuff in my day too. Okay. Please understand and believe that. But you're not the sum and the totality of that one decision. And I don't like that some of y'all are starting to get stuck in spaces you feel like because you had a bad few years or because you made some bad decisions that's who you are and that's who you're destined to be forever. The devil is a liar, okay? And I want to challenge some of y'all to get up out of those spaces where every day you're going in there and they keep telling you that you ain't shit. That ain't okay either. Okay, you may have been trifling or you may have made a trifling decision, okay? But you can change your character, you can change your outcome, and you can change how you move forward. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Love you guys. Bye.